is Gina Leggio of Selfless Esteem, in which you find peace and joy by focusing less on ourselves and more on the love of God. Today's topic is about a financial disagreement between a frugal spouse and a spendthrift husband. Someone writes, "Dear Selfless Esteem, my husband is a spender and I'm a saver. When we were dating, he treated me to expensive restaurants and the best seats at concerts and sporting events. Then when we got married, I ended up sharing the responsibility of paying off those charges on the credit card he maxed out. Now that it's finally paid off, he's been looking online at boats for sale, but I think that's such a frivolous expense. How can I help him understand that we need to save for retirement? Whenever I tell him my viewpoint, he just gets angry." Signed, Pinching Pennies. Well, pinching pennies, the theory that opposites attract, is credited to Robert F. Winch, who studied couples and concluded that they have complementary needs. However, when reality sets in, personality differences tend to become problematic. Before I answer your question, I'll address safety first because you stated he gets angry. Anger is a normal emotion, but if there's domestic abuse or threat of abuse and you choose to stay with him, it's important to have a safety plan, including emergency numbers such as 911 for imminent danger. A therapist can help create one. Also, the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-SAFE, that's 1-800-799-7233, can link you to resources such as domestic violence help centers, shelters, or legal aid agencies. It sounds as if you think he's 100% wrong and you're 100% right. Sometimes disagreements aren't that simple. Rather than having an all or nothing mindset, is there any room for compromise? It seems like you enjoyed the spending behavior when you were dating. Is there a part of you that would like to purchase a boat if money weren't an issue? When couples have this type of impasse, discussing underlying wants and needs that the boat and retirement represent can be helpful. Plus, the fact that your husband gets angry shows that he has strong feelings about it. So share your values, wishes, and emotions with each other related to your positions. Once the meaning is clarified, then you two can explore if there's any way each of you can be flexible and still meet both of your needs. For example, maybe he'd be willing to buy a used boat instead of a new one after a certain amount in the retirement fund has been achieved. Or possibly he'd be satisfied with renting a boat occasionally according to the budget. I recommend finding a competent therapist for conjoint therapy to facilitate this discussion. The therapist can also guide you to reflect on what the spending habits were in each of your families of origin and how that influenced your current attitudes towards money. Additionally, consider consulting a financial advisor with your husband regarding your financial goals, especially since you may be concerned about going into debt again. Last but not least, remember to pray to God who loves you so much and cares deeply about your marriage. Psalm 46:1 says, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble." He is also our provider who will supply every need of yours according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus, as stated in Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. Ask him for wisdom, as stated in James 1:5, to find the best solution. And if you'd like to ask a question, you can do so at ginaleggio.com. And the answer could be featured in a blog post, podcast episode, and YouTube video. And if you're interested in online therapy in California, Texas, and Louisiana, go to selflessesteem.com.